All right, so a very good morning to everyone, and a special hi and thank you all for being here today. So, my name is Dr. Adam Azikri bin Muhammad Hanif from Social Sciences of UKM Malaysia. So, I am honored to serve as your moderator for this important forum on homelessness. So, our title being chosen is Building a Better Tomorrow, ensuring everyone has a place. So, before we begin, it is good to ask and get to know each other. And I want to ask everybody of the panels to introduce themselves, starting with the man to my right, Dr. Muhammad Ashri.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. Thank you, Dr. Adam. My name is Muhammad Asri. My name is Dr. Muhammad Asri bin Ahmad Rafi'i. I am currently lecturer at UiTM Merbuk in Faculty of Accountancy. Um, my expertise in economics and financial advisor. So I am a first panelist for today.
All right, so thank you, Dr. Ashri from UiTM Arab. All right, then we move on to the person next to my left, which is Dr. Afika Sakina.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and thank you Adam for inviting me to this forum. So my name is Nafika Sakina binti Muhammad Suhaimi, and I currently holding a position at Ministry of Health uh, with the title of Director General of Public Health. So my expertise basically is about health and the social health publicly. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dr. Afika from the Director General of Health. Okay, so next, the person I would like to ask to introduce herself is the person to the far right, which is Dr. Damia. Go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Adam. I am Professor Dr. Nurin Damia from Faculty of Science, Social and Humanities from National University of Malaysia. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, next, the final person is Tan Sri Haikal from the Ministry of Education. You can introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Haikal Norakimi, and I am the representative from Ministry of Education.
All right, thank you, Haikal. So I like to begin the forum with a story. So imagine for a moment you are walking down a street, a very familiar street in your neighborhood. So it's a street you've walked by countless times, but today it's changed. A lot of people are lying down, are sitting by the sideways. They're holding signs saying that please help, anything will do. So these people can be anyone, a former teacher, a former veteran, or even a parent, or even some former employer. Suddenly, the issue of homelessness is not far away. It's right in front of us. So the scenario is not isolated. Every night, millions of people in Malaysia, even thousands or hundreds of people, experience homelessness, facing uncertainty of their future. So our forum today, we will discover under the theme of sustainable cities and communities, we aim to address this urgent issue with empathy, innovation, and action that it demands. So without further ado, let's invite our first speaker, which is Dr. Muhammad Ashri from UiTM Arau, who will be sharing insights on our topic, which is homelessness. Go ahead, Dr. Ashri.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Adam. So, from my point of view or my personal opinion, I see the homelessness in Malaysia as a big problem for us because it's kind of it will cause a degrade to our economic sector, especially in tourism sector. So why we have a homelessness problem? This is because, as we can see, the price for the housing nowadays is kind of pricey, and even for the youngster, for the fresh grad, maybe they will not afford to buy a new house because of the price. And we can see our economy today, our economy, which is with the inflation and so on, they will affect to every people, in order to buy a house. So that's all from me. Thank you. You doesn't open your mic, Adam.
I'm sorry. Okay, sorry again. Okay, next, thank you, Dr. Ashri, for your valuable insight. Next, I will pass to Dr. Afika. Maybe you want to share about your aspect of your field, maybe from your expertise about the issue.
Thank you, Dr. Adam. So basically, my part is about health. So I would like to say that the rising of number of homeless individuals is closely linked to the various health-related issues, including mental health disorder, substance abuse, chronic physical health conditions, and also it will link to the economic factors and disability, domestic violence, and also the aging population. So the consequences of the health-related causes of this homelessness are profound, that far-reaching, impacting the individual's health, not only the individual but also the public health and well-being. It also affecting the social cohesion and economic stability, also the community health. They will create new diseases in that country or worsen globally, and also the systemic functioning. So by addressing the issues that require a holistic approach that integrates healthcare, such as housing, social services, and community support, that it is could effectively mitigate the adverse effects of the homeless and work to a sustainable solution for the homelessness issues. So I think that's a quick review for my part. Thank you. I pass back to the moderator.
Thank you, Dr. Afika. I might want to take back for a key moment where you said that uh, a lot of health issues, especially from homelessness, they relate to the economics. So actually, we can see that health is like the main cause or barrier to help with this homelessness issue. All right, thank you. Now I would like to hear, maybe we would all like to hear from Dr. Damia to share about her insight from her field.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. So from a social and community context, this homeless issue starts from a family conflict. And this was also reported that the homeless issue start with problems with family members, including conflict with their parents or violence. So we have also included a statistic that stated about out of 972 new cases about homeless, there are 282 cases that related to family, household, and relationship breakdown. And because of this, because of the homeless people, the society is afraid to approach the homeless people because they are stigmatized as drug addicts and linked with crime. Because this one can be evidenced by one of the informant. She was divorced by her husband because she not give her husband the money for drugs, and that's why she was divorced, and she lived under the pressure and depression because she doesn't have anywhere to live, and she becomes one of the homeless people. So that's all from my preview from the social aspect. I'll pass back to the Mr. Moderator.
All right. I was amazed actually from the evidence, which is how how frequently cases relate to like divorce, where husbands divorce their wives and the wives don't actually have a place to go. So this can be highlighted as the main cause, if not main, but one of the main causes of homelessness itself. All right, thank you. So for the final insight, maybe Dr. Haikal, you can share your point of view of the issue.
Right, thank you, Dr. Adam Azikri, for the question just now. So, from education perspective, education is a crucial factor when it comes to understanding homelessness. Based on a study conducted by the UNICEF in flat areas around Kuala Lumpur on B40 group, it was found that 6 out of 10 students began to lose motivation to implement online learning. When students lack of motivation, they are less likely to engage actively in their studies, leading to poor academic performance and potentially dropping out of school. This disparity underscores a troubling trend where lack of education correlates with higher risk of homelessness. Without a high school diploma or equivalent, individuals often face limited job opportunities and lower earning potential, which can lead to financial instability and ultimately homelessness. Education not only enhances job prospect but also equips individuals with skills and resilience to navigate economic challenges. So I think that's all from me, and I will pass it back to moderator.
Right. So from your evidence, you said that 6 out of 10 children are affected mentally or even physically from the homelessness cases that they bring even into their studies. So that's actually quite a lot. So I hope in the future we can change that. Maybe from 6 to 10, we can decrease that from until 2 to 10, because the future is at home for these children. All right. So I think I want to thank you all for a very good insight from your various fields and aspects. So maybe I want to share a bit of evidence, like globally 1.6 billion people live in adequate housing conditions. So that's a lot. 1.6 billion. Either they got houses or they got very bad conditions of their houses. So 50 million possibly every year are evicted according to the UN. So this case is actually we cannot take for granted, since it can affect lives. Right. So after my point and evidence, maybe I would like to ask a question, maybe to all of the panels here next to me, from my right and my left. Right. So maybe first starting with Dr. Ashri, since you are expert in the economical aspect. Maybe you can share your point of view for the homelessness cases, especially here in Malaysia. Go on, Atashri.
Right, thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So, when we look at on the economy point of view, of course, I can see the homelessness will be a big problem for us, especially on a tourism sector. This is because, as we know, tourism is one of our important income to generate our economy. First of all, homelessness will give a bad impression to our tourists, which is kind a big problem to our tourism sector. We will get a bad impression or a feedback, which is from this, our tourists will not recommend to their friends or to their family to come to our country to having a vacation or even a holiday, because based on their bad experience. Other than that, and in the worst case, we can expect that our tourists will not repeat to come to our country again because of what they have looked at our country about the homelessness, which is kind distract beautiful of our country. What I can say as well. Other than that, some of tourists will feel uncomfortable with some homeless who will ask for money, or we can say a donation for them to get along with their life. As we can see, some homeless will follow people until they get money. So it's kind of bad attitude and will interrupt other people enjoyment or time together. And what I can say, this thing is kind of embarrassing for us and give a bad image for our country to our tourists. So that's all from me. Thank you.
All right, so thank you, Dr. Azri. It was a very good reflection for the homelessness issue in our country. So you actually said that like the image of the country will be bad since tourists come here, they want to have a good time, but they see a lot of homeless people that sometimes these homeless people even bother us. Yeah, they even bother the serenity of the tourists. So they don't want to come again if they come here because they say that this country has a bad image because of the homeless people. All right, so maybe next, Dr. Afika, you want to share about your aspect?
Okay, so basically about my health related issue to the homeless. Um, I can see that, yeah, uh, economic and social issue affecting so much in this issue, homelessness issue. So basically, for the homeless people who are living in the sideways, in the subway, so they are actually giving the bad impression, like Dr. Asri said just now, bad impression to the tourists, not only to the tourists but also to the local people in the country also. And because they are giving the stigma that, oh, homeless people, they are such a dirty people, they are not having a good care of themselves. So I would relate this to the barriers to the healthcare access, where the homeless people frequently encounter the significant obstacles in accessing healthcare. So when they are having the problem to access the healthcare, they are carrying the disease in our community. So when they are carrying the disease in our community, it will create some new form of diseases or infection that would influence globally. So I think I agree with some points of the Dr. as you stated just now, and I add up some of my points to make it clearer about the homeless people. So
Okay, thank you, Dr. Rika. Actually, it was a good, relatable talk since actually you can relate that if homeless people, their hygiene can be affected since they don't have a place to bath, they don't have a place to like even uh, release some tension. So yeah, that's very relatable since the health issue. Okay, so next for the social aspect, Dr. Damia, maybe you want to share your point of view.
From my point of view, I think that I can agree with both economics and health aspect, because in social aspect, yes, the homeless people is they give impression to people that they are hard to approach, and they are because they are stigmatized as drug addicts and linked to a criminal. So all the homeless people that we call, some homeless people we call as beggars, are criminalized by others and connected to crime syndicates because they try to have same lifestyle as others, so they want to have money, but they don't but they cannot go in any job application because of their like the health aspect, because of their hygiene and all. So from the social aspect, that will give a um bad impression in public safety. So that's all from my point of view. I will pass back to Mr. Moderator.
All right, so thank you, Damia. All right, so the last point of view that I want to ask is from Tan Sri Hakan. Do you have any point of views about your aspect?
Alright, so thank you, Mr. Moderator. My view on homelessness cases, especially in Malaysia, is that they reflect complex social and economic issues that require comprehensive and compassionate solutions. But from my point of view on education aspect, education and awareness play crucial roles in tackling homelessness. Providing education and vocational training opportunities can empower individuals to improve their economic prospects and reduce their risk of homelessness. Moreover, education about housing rights, financial management, and access to support services can help individuals at risk of homelessness navigate challenges more effectively. That's all from me.
All right, Haikal. So maybe I can conclude that a lot of the homelessness issues, they relate closely to helping the image of the country. So if the homelessness issue is not controllable, so it can cause a bad image and bad impression to the country, right? All right. So that's for the first question, which I made it a roundtable session. So for round two, maybe I would like to ask Dr. Haikal for your answer, which is, all right, so for the question, young adults nowadays, many people want to know that how can young people, maybe fresh grads, people who only started working, how do these people find the opportunity to obtain a house or even what you call a start house? Dr. Haikal?
Thank you, Dr. Adam, for the interesting question you just asked. So, education also plays a crucial role in shaping the opportunities young adults have to obtain a house or start a house. So, a solid educational foundation not only enhance their earning potential but also improve their financial literacy and decision-making skills when it comes to housing investments. Young adults with higher levels of education tend to secure better paying jobs and have uh, have a greater access to career advancement opportunities, which are essential for accumulating the financial resources necessary for home ownership. Moreover, education fosters a sense of responsibility and long-term planning, encouraging young adults to prioritize savings and investment in housing. Those who complete higher education programs often have a deeper understanding of financial management, including factors like budgeting, credit management, and mortgage option. This knowledge equips them to navigate the complexities of the housing market more effectively and make informed decisions that align with their long-term financial goals. I think that's all that I can explain to you. Thank you.
All right. So thank you, Tan Sri. So that was a good point actually, where you said that a lot of young people, especially those that finish in higher education, they can get more knowledge about how and the what do you say, the strategies to find good houses. Especially if we talk about the aspect of starter houses. So maybe Dr. Afika, do you want to like share a bit of an agreement or maybe share your aspect about how you feel about Tan Sri Haikal's statement?
All right. Regarding to the Tan Sri Haikal points just now, I could remember last week my son, which is by the way he is in from 3 right now. He asked me, Mommy, do you know about the real estate market? Can you explain me detail about that uh, topic? I couldn't understand because my math teacher asked me to present in front of class, but I got ashamed. Then I be like, let me review your textbook first, and then I could see that they have that syllabus which is they introduce the financial literacy in education. So what my point is that I want to clarify that knowledge of the financial literacy and uh, basically about financial lah, uh, it is crucial in education to understand the real life financial planning. So understand the like real estate market, mortgage options and financial planning. it will help empower young adults, the future generation, to make informed decision to buy housing, to afford adequate and safe. I mean safe, affordable housing. So, I could agree what Tan Sri Haikal said just now. Thank you.
All right, so it's a very good point since about financial literacy, it relates about if you have good financial literacy, you know how to manage your finance, especially when it comes to buying properties like houses. All right, thank you for the very good insights of answers. All right, so maybe for the next question, for this question, the main point is like um, countries nowadays, a lot of countries actually have come up with solutions and countermeasures to counter homelessness issues. And these countries, they have their own policies. So for Dr. Afika, I want to ask, do you have any knowledge or do you know any successful policies that have brought huge successes to decrease homelessness cases in their country?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Adam. So, um, basically, my part is about health, right? So, I need to do some research regarding to the problems of the homelessness and health. So, the first thing that I could remember about the policies is that the housing first policies, which is it is prioritizing permanent housing and provide affordable, I mean not affordable, but safe housing to homeless individuals without precondition or severity or any employment. And it is uh, proven that highly successful. Okay, this model has been implemented in various countries such as Finland and Canada. So the first thing that Finland did is uh, it is implement that model in 2008 that Finland has seen a significant decrease in homelessness in their country. So this program provide immediate access to permanent housing and then offers additional services that are people needed. And meanwhile, the Canada cities like Medicine Hat in Alberta also successfully implemented this model or this policy, which is housing first. So Medicine Hat declared that at the end of the chronic homelessness in 2015, everyone who became homeless was housed within 10 days. So that's all about the housing first. Meanwhile, in Malaysia, we also have um, some policies that established by the government, such as the National Mental Health Policy and the Mental Health Act 2001. So as we know, mental health issues are significant factors that contribute to the homelessness. And Malaysia has been expanding its mental health services through initiative like I said just now. And this initiative is actually aims to improve the access to mental health care itself and provide community-based mental health services, and also it could reduce the stigma associated that mental health illness. So supporting their mental health include counseling, therapy, psychiatrist services, and also uh, that are related to their mental health. It is crucial or important to the homeless individuals to get an adequate treatment for their mental well-being. So I think that's some of my quick review of my policy that I could remember. So anything that other panelists would add up, I will pass back to the moderator.
All right, so thank you, Dr. Afika, for a very long and thorough explanation for the answer. All right, so thank you, Dr. Afika. Then I would like to ask Dr. Damia, what do you think about Dr. Afika's statement just now?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. So I can agree with Dr. Afika points in health view because we can we can have an idea on how other countries like Finland deal with the homeless. And also in Malaysia, we do have a lot of intervention programs. Like in social aspect, in Malaysia, we have a social intervention place called Anjung Singgah. Anjung Singgah was created by the government at National Welfare Foundation. And as I can remember, Anjung Singgah is located in Kuala Lumpur, Georgetown, Penang, and also in Sarawak. So Anjung Singgah is to help the homeless across the country, to give them space and opportunity for them to live independently, so they can return to society as and live together with the society. Then, according to the Ministry of Women, Family and Community Development, together with the National Welfare Foundation, this Anjung Singgah initiative is one of the way under that suggested under the Homeless Act 1977. Because this Anjung Singgah program is providing the temporary shelter, food, and also drinks, and the intervention center for homeless people to increase their self-adjustment, so for them to return back to society. That's all my points. So I'll pass back to Dr. Ad. Thank you.
All right, so thank you. It's a very good point actually, because thanks for Anjung Singgah, our country has a very good and established countermeasure to help the homeless people across Malaysia. It's not just centered in KL or one state, but it is also scattered around the country. So it can help a lot of homeless people actually get at least a shelter, a good place for them to stay. Meanwhile, they are finding a house. Right. So for my last question to the panel, which is Dr. Ashri. So maybe we all know that a lot of people are facing problems in finding houses in the first place. But how about people that already have houses, or that um or that are able to maintain their houses? How would they find ways to maintain their state of house, their state of having a house? How would they maintain it for the long term?
Okay, thank you to our moderator, Dr. Adam Zikri. Actually, it's a tough question, because in order to maintaining or keep on our housing, we need to look on a many aspects, as how they spend their money, how much their commitment for themselves, or even some people will have a huge commitment to their own family, especially the elder one. So what I can suggest are, there are two solutions. First of all, they need to have a well planned before make a decision to buy a house. We must look at our current commitment, then make a calculation on how we can pay monthly for our house without we call it disturb other commitment or our saving. And my advice for the youngster, find a house that you can afford. Find the best price that you can get in the market, because some youngsters, they are eager or desperate to having a luxury lifestyle to show off to other people. If I can remind my young age before this, when I only have a basic, my salary basic like 1,500, we can see I and my friend always trying to having a luxury lifestyle. We eager to buy a sports car, JDM car. Even we have a salary like basic 150,000. So please, to the youngster, bear in your mind, try to have a simple lifestyle, being humble. Doesn't need to show off to other people. Other people doesn't know what you go through in your life. It's on you. So just try to find a stable house with your income. And a second solution, maybe same what I can say, go to youngster, even the adult or the elder one, train ourselves to have an emergency saving. Try to keep at least 10 to 20% from our every month salary as an emergency money or saving. This is because we will know maybe in the future we will lose our job. So as a backup before getting a new job, we can use that emergency money to pay our previous commitment, a car, or to maintaining our house loan payment for our house and other commitment. So this is important because if we recall in 2019, 2020, 2020, when our country has been attacked by a pandemic COVID-19, many people lost their job, many people lost source of income. And at that time, we are really struggle. We sold our car, even many people losing their house at that time. Because they doesn't have any money to keep up paying their commitment. So that's all from me, and it's important to have a well plan and have a emergency money as a backup in the future. Thank you.
All right. So thank you, Dr. Ashri, for your insight. So maybe I can conclude that the strategy of you advising people to maybe get know your own place. If you don't have enough money, buy cheaper. Maybe save, buy more cheap houses that won't require you to pay a lot more every month. So you can save for other commitments. All right, so maybe I can conclude, because of the lack of time we have, maybe I can conclude that some of us have given a very good points. Maybe the majority of us, or even everyone. First, I want to thank everybody for giving an incredible array of points and valuable insights and inspiring solutions in this case. So, from understanding the root causes of homelessness in the first place and exploring innovative solutions, we can help the movement to help counter the homelessness issues in Malaysia. So I hope that all of this will not just be put in vain and actionable steps will be taken. So before we adjourn, I'd like to extend special thanks again to our panelists for their time and contributions despite their busy schedules, and to our organizers for their hard work in making this event possible itself. And let's leave here today being inspired and ready to make a difference for the people of our country and the world. Together, we can build a better tomorrow, and we can ensure that everyone has a place that they can call home. And thank you very much to everyone.